Customer complaint. Time for a PM. Let's get it. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we got this Crown RC 5500. Nothing wrong with it. It's just time for regular maintenance. I'm going to be pulling the battery out. I'm going to be watering it, gonna grease lube, all that kind of stuff. All I've really done so far is remove the fork so I could fit it in my shop easier. But besides that, should be pretty easy. Alrighty, now I pretty much took off all the covers I am going to take off. Now you can take a look at inside, see what I got going on. You know, there's a different control modules, a motor, a pump, all that kind of stuff. And if we come back here, see some of the magic back here. You know, we got our contactors, the display module, control handle, all that fun stuff. This right here. Hold on. This is one giant concrete block. This is the entire counterweight for the system. So that way, when they pick up 4,000 pounds up there, the unit doesn't tip that way. You know, it doesn't tip that way. Down here, we got, you know, springs for the suspension foot pedal. We got the bottom part of the steering. And this floorboard. This floorboard could be picked up. This is something I do have to do on a PM. There are some grease fittings, right about there's one. So there are some grease fittings plus dirt and everything will collect. So it's just nice to get out. You know, I thought you guys would be able to see more if I had it sideways, just see more of what I'm doing. I'm realizing now that that was stupid. Let me go ahead and turn this. There we go. It's not perfect, but you can kind of see better now, right? Let me go ahead and show you guys my grease points that I'm going to be aiming for. There's one right there. One all the way down there. It's covered in dirt right now, so you can't really see it, but it's right there. That little side hole right there, there's one in there. So there's the side hole, and it comes all the way through to that little tunnel right there. Besides that, it's just a grease fitting that's underneath the floorboard. And then you've got some up here. Again, gets caked in dirt all the time. But besides all those, then you just got the ones underneath the floorboard, and then full of dust. Grease the chains. Get it out. Sound like a plan? Let's get to work. Remember, everybody, if you created the mess, be a gentleman and clean up after yourself. That goes for in the shop and in the bedroom. That's how the ladies stick around. Part of my job as I go through and I am greasing everything is I'm also just visually inspecting it, you know? The operators are supposed to do a pre-trip inspection every single day, but they don't always do. So now's the time for me to go through, see whatever needs to be done, and do it. Remember, kids, never stand underneath the mast. If this were to come down, that's probably 500 to 700 pounds falling directly on my head. Stay safe. The reason why I'm able to stand underneath it is because I'm not directly underneath it, and I removed the forks. So if it were to come down, I can get out of the way, and the forks won't hit me. Now here comes my favorite part, the cleaning. I like taking it from the dirty, nasty mess that it is and making it sparkling. If I had paint, this would also be the point where I painted it. I don't know if I like this cleaner. It leaves some kind of residue behind. I'm used to cleaners that don't. Alright, let's reassemble and continue cleaning. And that's the PM on one of these. Next step, I'm going to turn it around and remove the battery. Stay tuned. I just got everything all set up. Let's go ahead and take this battery out and inspect it. Alrighty, now keep in mind this battery can weigh about 4,000 pounds. That's as much as your regular sedan car. So you gotta be careful, you know. Keep in mind if something were to go wrong and this battery were to roll, where would it go? But beyond that, it's not too bad. This battery currently is pretty dead, so I don't think we're going to get too good of readings on here. But I just want to see. I want to make sure there's no outliers. And then I'll go through and water it and all that fun stuff. Let's actually turn on my multimeter. 2.02. Yeah, it's dead. I'm just going through making sure that they're all about 2.02. This one's 2.023, 206. All right, they're all about 2.02. I saw one or two of them that was 2.01. But honestly, that's not that bad. They were high enough, like 2.16, I think it was. That's kind of low, but high enough that I'm not too concerned. I'm going to go through and I'm going to wipe off this battery, add some water, and get this unit out of here. Ooh, this stinks. This is some of the nastiest spray I've ever smelled. Ooh. Let me turn on the fan. Now let's just go through and wipe it all up. As I'm going through, I'm checking for cracks, dents, all that kind of stuff. Alright, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this watering system. And then I might remove all these cell caps. I want to do a good thorough clean. Now let's go ahead and remove these cell caps. Alrighty, now I went ahead and I removed all the caps and everything, got everything all taken out of the way. You can now really tell how dirty this battery is. At first I thought it wasn't too bad. That's the one I started wiping down before I removed the caps. I'd say it was about time. When I worked for the forklift dealer by where I live, one of the big forklift dealers out here, we used to just take batteries out to the pressure wash bay and pressure wash them off. It worked pretty well. Certainly a lot quicker than this. It's best to do this with a microfiber cloth because you don't want nothing falling inside that cell. And a microfiber cloth will just hold and trap everything. Won't have that issue. Alrighty, now I just got finished wiping this all down. It's not perfect, but it sure is a lot better than what it was. I got some crummies right here I gotta get rid of. Look at how beautiful and shiny these cells are. Alright, let me go ahead, put the caps back on, water it, and ship it. Alright, that's all those put back on. I'm going to add some water and then reinstall the watering system. It's all watered. Let's reinstall the watering kit. Time to zip it and ship it. Let's get to it. And that's about it. It's about lunchtime, so I'm gonna go eat. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.